Shalom again. It's great to be with you. By now you know that shalom means hello and peace, and I hope that the special peace that God has for you through the Messiah dwells in your life. I am Rabbi Dr. Joseph Rosenfarb of Beth Messiah Synagogue of Tidewater, and I'm glad to be with you. I invite you to see us on the web and see all the videos that we've made and the various activities at Beth Messiah. And you can also give us questions on the web, and we'll be glad in these videos to answer those questions. You can write us at 7130 Granby Street, Norfolk, Virginia 23505, and you can call us at 757-423-3440. Now, by now we've entered into the Festival of Lights, Chanukah. Last time I talked a little bit about the roots of Chanukah. It's a wonderful holiday. It's a holiday where we eat special foods. We send gifts to one another, and it's a very joyous holiday in Jewish homes. And I wanted to read something from the scripture that relates, I believe, to the menorah. The menorah for Chanukah is called a Chanukah, and it consists really of 9 candles. One servant's candle, one shamash candle, or shamash in Hebrew, and 8 other candles for the 8 days of Chanukah. And the way that the candles are lit, of course, the shamash is lit first, and then it lights the other candles, 1 candle for each day. First day, 1 candle, second day, 2 candles, and so forth, until we have 8 full candles. Now, originally, in ancient times, the menorah actually was outside the home as a light to all who passed by, but in times of persecution, it was thought better to bring the menorah inside the home to avoid ridicule, to avoid vandalism, and to avoid any kind of attack. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we went back to that old system where the menorah was on the outside as a testimony to others? In the New Covenant, we have a book called Galatians. Galatia was a region in Asia Minor, and it was a vast area. And in that particular book, Rabbi Saul of Tarsus, known as Paul, writes about what he calls the fruit of the Spirit, the fruit of being a person filled with the Ruach HaKodesh, and working that out in practical life. And oddly enough, there are 9 of these fruits of the Spirit. And let's go through these and see how the menorah of our life might be lit, especially in this festival of Chanukah, the Feast of Lights. And I read from chapter 5 of Galatians in the Brit Chadasha, the New Covenant, and verse 22. But the fruit of the Spirit, first of all, is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no halakhic prohibition. There's no law that's going to be against these beautiful fruits. Notice that the first fruit could be viewed as the first candle of the menorah, the shamash candle, the servant candle. Yeshuah is the servant of the Lord. Messiah in Isaiah is the servant of the Lord, as Israel is the servant of the Lord, but could not fulfill its servitude properly. So the Messiah, the perfect Israel, arose to do that. And notice that the first candle is love. And we know from the scriptures that God is, among other things, light, and God is a spirit, and God is also love. And Yeshuah speaks of himself as the light of the world. He is love, and God's love gift to us. And if we're going to have any other fruit in our life, love has to be the one to light everything else. Anything else that is duty without love really is much less than what God intended for us and much less effective. You know that when things are done in love, they're received in a different way. So love will light joy. When love abounds, joy is easy to have. When you have joy, you're going to be able to light that second day of peace. And peace is a very important thing to have. When you have peace, you're able to endure long-suffering. You're able to endure things for really a rather long time. And when you're able to endure, you're able to empathize with people, it produces a gentleness that exudes for the benefit of people, maybe for your family, for your spouse, certainly, for yourself. Patience with people, and so forth and so on. Gentleness inspires goodness. It inspires good deeds. It inspires a good-hearted attitude towards your fellow man. piety, really. And then goodness inspires faith. And as you see goodness expand in people's lives and change their lives, your faith grows that God is working in the world and that He has used you as a vessel. And as your faith grows, your meekness grows because you realize it's God that's done it through you. It's God's power that has done it. Your faith has been enlarged by God. So you're meek. You're not willing to retaliate. You're willing to allow the Lord to fight your battles, and you're not out for vengeance. And when you learn to control your vengeance and are meek, then you'll be moderate. You'll have self-control. Your mind won't race immediately, jump into something evil or something retaliatory or an immediate response to something. You'll learn self-control. And when you learn self-control, you will have completed the 8 days. And there is no Torah, there is no halakha, there is no law of mankind that's going to be against these things. So maybe in this festival, you might turn to Galatians 5. And each day reflect, which candle is lit today? Are all my candles going to be lit? What do I need to work on? God, where do you need to touch me so that my menorah will be lit? I too want to reflect Yeshuah, the light of the world. Shalom and Chag Sameach. Happy holiday.